Welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited you are here and to chat with you today about melatonin. Melatonin is an amazing hormone we have in our body that can do some amazing things. So I want to chat with you a little bit about it today and how it can support your health and some practical tips of how you can maximize your melatonin production to really maximize your healing and your health outcomes. So let's chat about it today. I'm super excited because this has been really big for me, has been learning how to, on my own healing journey and my clients' healing journey, is learning how to balance my melatonin and my cortisol patterns. This has been really important for my healing journey and for my clients' healing journey. So I want to share this with you on how to do so. So you may have heard of melatonin before, right? And a lot of us think, oh, it's going to help me fall asleep, or I can take melatonin, if I can't fall asleep. And honestly, I used to have chronic insomnia myself. And I would dread the nights because I couldn't sleep because my mind would be racing. I had so much anxiety, so much racing thoughts, and I couldn't sleep. And I would have chronic pain really bad at night. So the two things that I used to lean on was melatonin to help me put it to sleep. I used to take a low dose melatonin and L-theanine, which also would help calm my nervous system and help me fall asleep. And I even tried Ben Greenfield's super high dose melatonin suppositories. It was a melatonin glutathione suppository, and these were super high doses. Now, melatonin is a hormone that your body can actually make endogenously. This means your body makes this hormone. So we never want to be taking something that our body makes, because when we take something that our body can actually make endogenously, we just down regulate our body's ability to make it. So this is not a practice that we want to be doing, okay? We want to be maximizing our body's ability to make its own melatonin production. How do we maximize our body's ability to make melatonin all on its own? And the reason why you want to make melatonin is because it's your body's major built-in antioxidant. Antioxidant means reduce inflammation, reduce free radicals, clean things up, repair. It reduces oxidative stress, reactive oxygen species, all of those things. It's an antioxidant, it's an electron donor. It will help your body heal, right? So we want to maximize our body's ability to make melatonin. So how do we do this, right? We have to think about that. Every night we are meant to have this big surge in melatonin. And during this time, our bodies are meant to clean up and repair damaged cells, damaged mitochondria, damaged DNA. Melatonin is actually what controls autophagy, cellular repair, and apoptosis, cell death. Melatonin is actually cell death. Apoptosis is how we actually clean up cancer cells. Cancer cells are always popping up in our system, but melatonin, if you're doing the things that I'm going to tell you, melatonin comes in and it cleans it up and it repairs your body, okay? And it will remove these senescent cells that are kind of getting out of control, and it will get rid of them. It'll get rid of the cancer cells. That's melatonin's job. And this is why when we don't honor our body's natural ability to make melatonin, this is why hormonal cancers like breast cancer and prostate cancer and bladder cancer and ovary cancer and uterine cancer, all these, pancreatic cancer, these are all become way more prevalent if we are not, and the research shows this, and if we are not honoring the body's ability to make melatonin, and we'll talk about how we do that, this is how we wind up with these cancers on the hormonal sphere. Okay. So when we're on a healing journey, or if you just want to be healthy, but certainly if you have chronic illness and you're trying to heal from something, or if you just want to be healthy, you want to increase your body's own production of melatonin. So how do we do this? Big clue here. It is not a supplement, okay? That's not how we're going to do this. We are going to help our bodies make it ourselves. We're going to use the environment to make it endogenously. So the first way that we do this is we want to increase what's called subcellular melatonin that your mitochondria actually make. And they make this based on exposure to infrared light and heat, okay? So the number one and the best way that you can do this is to get sunlight on your skin. Sunlight is a nutrient that we absolutely need. It is not harmful. It does not cause cancer. You do not need sunblock. You do not need sunglasses. These things are detrimental to your health, okay? But what we do need is sunlight on our skin. And the more sunlight we get on our skin, the healthier we'll be, the less likely we're going to have hormonal cancers, and the less likely that we're going to have chronic disease, and the longer we're going to live, and the healthier we're going to live. That's the truth about sunlight. Okay, now the sun always, there's a spectrum of lights that come from the sun, different frequencies of light. One of the frequencies is red, infrared. And that frequency of light is one of the first frequencies that comes out at sunrise, and it's the last frequency to leave at sunset. So infrared sunlight is available all day long. And the sun is always 42% infrared. So you're going to get infrared all day long. Okay. So when you go out in sunlight and you get infrared sunlight on your skin, of course, it's easier to do this in spring through fall, right? It's harder in the winter. There are strategies for winter, but if you do this in the summer, in the spring through fall, this is going to really help your body repair because your mitochondria are going to be stronger and they are going to have the ability to make more subcellular melatonin. And what subcellular melatonin does is it goes through and it cleans up your messes all day long because we're all going to always have inflammation, messes, reactive oxygen species, unpaired electrons. This is just due to living in our modern world. I mean, all of the things we're going to come across stressors that are going to ensue inflammation in our body. This is normal, right? Certain food you might eat, a certain toxin you might be exposed to, some non-native EMFs, some artificial lights, a little bit here, a little bit there, blah, 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 blah. But then melatonin, if you're making subcellular melatonin, it comes in and it cleans up these little messes all throughout the house, right? So it's kind of like if you had a big messy kitchen, right? And you cooked a lot of meals from your family. You're like, you cook breakfast and you're like, I'm going to leave that mess for later, right? And you don't get your sunlight on your skin and you're not cleaning up that mess, right? And then you're like, I'm going to make lunch, and you make your kids and there's a big mess, and you've got, the plates and the cups and the dish and the sink, and you've got, the crumbs on the counter, and you left out the bread and all the things, right? And then you're like, I'm going to clean that up later. I'm not going to get any sunlight on my skin. And then at night you make dinner and the same thing. You've got this big pile full of dishes in the sink, and you've got all this mess all over, and there's crumbs on the floor, and it's just, it's just a disaster, right? If you clean up that mess throughout the day, it's not going to be as overwhelming, right, for you to do later. Same thing with your body. If we can make more subcellular melatonin throughout the day, cleaning up our messes later on is not so much for your body to do, right? Because the body's like, it's just too much, and they don't even get the job done then, right? So we really want to, make sure that we're increasing our body's ability to make subcellular melatonin. And you can do this through exposing it to sunlight on your skin throughout the day. Of course, you want to learn how to use the sunlight correctly. I have a few other videos about sunlight, I'm sure, on my YouTube channel. I know I want to have one about sunglasses and about melanin on your skin, the beautiful tan that you get on your skin, which has many benefits. I have some other ones. Of course, I also have a really low cost buy-in ebook that you could take a look at. It's called Get Your Light Right, and will teach you how to use sunlight as a safe and effective healing modality. So I would definitely look into that if you have never, if you don't know how to use sunlight as medicine, which it absolutely is. You can also increase your subcellular melatonin through movement. So movement, when you move your body, you are also going to create some infrared heat naturally, and you're going to improve your mitochondria function, so taking a brisk walk or, doing a workout, Nothing too strenuous for your body, of course. This is all going to increase your subcellular melatonin. Sauna has to be an infrared sauna, right? It's going to help your body also make more subcellular melatonin because it's sauna movement, sauna, these are stressors on the body. Cold therapy, we're going to talk about that next too. What happens is it's just going to improve your mitochondria function. It's going to improve your easy water, improve that body battery, and it's going to help your body make more subcellular melatonin. So infrared sauna is a great one. I utilize my infrared sauna during the winter when I can't get out to get sunlight on my skin. Okay, because you always want to use sunlight as the number one way, because sunlight has so many other benefits besides this one benefit. It is a nutrient of so many other benefits in your body that we are not going to go into in this video, but remember, sunlight will always trump a sauna, but you can definitely use a sauna as well, an infrared sauna. And I do utilize mine in the wintertime or when it's a lot of many cold days, you know, even throughout the spring and the fall, if I can't get outside very often, I'll just go get in the sauna for a little while. Okay. You can also do this through cold therapy, because what happens when your body gets cold, it's going to force your body to make more infrared heat on its own. Like your body's like, oh man, it's cold, right? This is again stressor to the mitochondria, but it does force the body to make more infrared heat. So this will then also increase your mitochondria's ability to make subcellular melatonin. And then there's red light therapy, which can also do this because you're going to get those frequencies as long as you're getting, I think it's 3,000 nanometers. You're getting infrared on your skin if you're using a good infrared light panel, photobiomodulation light panel. This will help increase your subcellular melatonin, as well as your mitochondria function and your easy water, which I think I have videos on. I know there's ones on my podcast about these things, so you could take a look at those. My podcast is called The Quantum Connection Podcast, that I run with my amazing co-host, Heather Crimson. And I have some discount codes for red light therapy if you want. I trust EMR Tech and Midwest Red Light Therapy. Those are my go-to. So you can go take a look at those if you feel so inclined. In my product guide, it's a free download that you can get, and you can look at all that information, the different products that I recommend. And I have discount codes for those if you want a red light therapy panel. But again, sunlight is always what I go to. The sunlight there is no replacement for the sun. Sauna, red light therapy, cold therapy, these are tools that we can use, okay? So the sunlight is free, the best way, and provides so many other benefits, right? Okay, the second way is so there's two different kinds of melatonin that we're looking to increase. One is subcellular melatonin, which I said we make through infrared light and heat, okay? And even a fire, I didn't mention a fire would also support sitting in front of a fire is also going to help your body make more melatonin. Okay. The second type of melatonin, there's another type of melatonin, it's called pineal gland melatonin, and it's also controlled by light. Okay. Both of our repair mechanisms are controlled by light. Okay. Infrared light and heat. And this one is controlled by light as well. This is the melatonin that gets stored in your pineal gland and gets released later at night before bed and makes you tired, okay? Different kind of melatonin. One is to repair all day long, subcellular, and melatonin from the pineal gland will make you feel tired later and repair at night. Okay, but this is also controlled by light. And step one is getting sunrise light into your eyes and skin. Naked eyes, naked skin, nothing blocking those frequencies from entering your body, to help reset your cortisol melatonin patterns. Because what happens is when you get out and you see the sunrise, your body's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't need to make melatonin anymore. The blue light from the sun, which is not bad, blue light from the sun is good. Oh, time to make cortisol, time to get up and go, time to have energy, time to, get my cognition going, time to, get my digestion going, time to do all these other processes, okay? That melatonin repair, cortisol's like energy, okay? Melatonin repair, cortisol energy. So that will put the brakes on melatonin and it'll start revving up cortisol, but not in this like huge surge, like if you went for a fasted run or drank a cup of coffee or whatever. It's going to be this nice slow trickle effect if we get out in sunlight and we do it the right way. If you look at your phone first thing in the morning, cortisol is going to be like huge, right? We don't want to do that. We want it to come out in this nice slow trickle effect. We don't want to have these surges, because when we have these surges, then we have these crashes. Okay. So getting out and seeing sunrise is helpful, but then the next step is imperative, and this is getting out in what's called UVA light. UVA light comes out after sunrise light. You have to see when it's coming out in your latitude. You can get different apps to download this. There's Dminder, Circadian app. I use UV Index. You can use a weather app. You can, if you learn what the index is, when the index is a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, that's going to be UVA light, but UVA light will still be present with UVB light. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that when you get out in UVA light and you get your eyes and your skin exposed to it, it will replenish your storage form of melatonin. And it does this through a pathway. We have an amino acid that we have to eat. It's called tryptophan. It's an essential amino acid. You probably heard of it from turkey, right? You get tired when you have turkey because you have more tryptophan in your system, but you also get it from dairy, good quality, raw grass-fed dairy, meats, eggs, all the things that are, animal products. Good quality animal products will help your body have more tryptophan in it. And this tryptophan has this benzene ring, and this benzene ring is like a light trap. It's this little ring and it traps light. So when the light enters your eyes, it sends a signal down to your brain through the vagus nerve to let your body know that tryptophan, okay, can be converted into serotonin. So UVA light helps the body make tryptophan and convert it into serotonin, which helps you feel positive and happy and boosts your mood and does all these amazing things, right? So tryptophan is an amazing molecule or essential amino acid that can turn into serotonin. And the way that it gets turned into serotonin is by getting outside in this UVA light. So then what happens is this pathway continues, right? This serotonin, this is a neurotransmitter, the serotonin that's made in the gut, when you make that serotonin gets stored up in your body and gets later used to make melatonin. So this tryptophan becomes serotonin, then becomes melatonin, stored up in your pineal gland for later on at night. Okay? Now, here's the big thing. That's called pineal gland melatonin, and that's going to be excreted at night in the absence of light. You see how light is controlling the whole story here? The pineal gland will only release the melatonin in the absence of light. But here's the problem. We have a lot of melatonin that gets suppressed in our body, okay? We won't make melatonin if we are exposed to artificial light at night. This melatonin will not be released from the pineal gland. It won't be released until it has a few hours of darkness. And then what happens is if you're looking at artificial light or phones, bright phone screens unprotected or computer screens unprotected, you won't release this pineal gland melatonin until way later because you'll go to sleep and you'll finally be in darkness, right? But the pineal gland needs a couple of hours to release this melatonin, 2 to 3. So then your body's not repairing when it first goes to bed. And this process the repair process happens much later. So now you go to bed at 10, it's finally dark, and the repair processes don't begin until 11, 12, even later if you're up all night gaming, right? None of this repair process happens. And then you don't get as much repair as you should have during the night because you only get a little bit of time and you feel sluggish and tired in the morning and you can't get up because your body is still surging melatonin when it should be starting to release cortisol. So now here it is 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and you still feel tired because the body is still secreting melatonin when it should be secreting cortisol, okay, at this time. So how do we do this? We have to block artificial light at night if you want to get your repair processes and repair mechanisms running optimally. And you do this by wearing blue blockers. I have discount codes in my free product guide. I trust Midwest Red Light Therapy. Viva Rays is a great company. And also EMR Tech. These are great companies that I recommend. You need to wear a orange tone tin or a red tone tin. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. Those are if you really want to block artificial light at night, you have to be doing that. So when you're on a screen, when you're in front of LEDs, fluorescence. It's imperative that you block this light frequency. This way, you can actually maximize your melatonin production and your healing. Because what happens is, if you don't, you will not get this repair process happening, okay? And it's really, really important if we want to heal from chronic disease, or if we just want to be healthy and have healthy longevity, right? So those are my tips here. I'm just going to let my dog out. Sorry. Those are my tips here on how to support your body in making its own melatonin, okay? This way you can be healthy, you can heal from chronic disease, prevent chronic disease. This is imperative. So it's really easy. It's sunlight on the skin. It's getting out and seeing the sunrise in the morning. It's getting in UVA light, and it's blocking artificial light at night. Okay. I know we want to be on our screens or devices or TVs, all the things. Find ways to make them red. My screen is red. People often ask me, why are you not wearing blue blockers, Vanessa? Because my screen is red and on sleep mode. I use a software called Iris Technology. There is nothing to block. My screen is 0 flicker and 0 blue light. I don't need to block anything. Okay. Learn how to do these things. Iris is $14 for life. And then you are preventing cancer. You are preventing chronic disease when you do this. You are allowing your repair mechanisms to work as optimally as your body will allow. So hopefully this video was helpful and it makes you understand how your body makes melatonin, how important it is for our physiology, and how much this can impact your health and your healing, and how light that enters our eyes and touches our skin has a really major impact on our health and our healing. If you want more support, I've got lots of options to support you right now. Group coaching is starting again in May, which I teach all of these things and much, much more to support your body's ability to heal, to support your hormones, your metabolism, all the things. I also have one-to-one coaching available. I have a few ebooks, the Get Your Light Right ebook, which is an ebook and a video recording. So you'll get me talking just like this, all about how to optimize your light environment to support your health. I have my Rebalance Your Rhythms course, so you can take a look at that. So I have lots of options to support you. And thanks for tuning in. Check out my other YouTube videos. I have many, and all about circadian health. I have my podcast, The Quantum Connection, and then I also am a classical homeopath. So I have lots of different YouTube videos for you to learn about homeopathy and classical homeopathy and how that can be supportive to health. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, comment, do all the wonderful things to support this channel so I can keep giving you good free information that can support your health and your healing. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can always hit me up on my email, which is also linked below. Send me an email. What do you want me to talk about? I'm happy to support you guys because I am really passionate about it and it's really important to me. So have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.